So I'm assuming that after last week's video, your grooming from the neck up is on point. But today, we're going to talk about the grooming from the neck down. Stick around. Fellas, welcome back. It's Robert, your everyday gentleman. And like I said, today's video is my grooming routine from the neck down. Now, like I said in last week's video, the majority of the grooming that I do is from the neck up. This is really what is exposed when you're out and about on a daily basis. Obviously, you're wearing clothes, or you should be wearing clothes. So most of the stuff you can't really see, but it's still important to take care of. Now, if you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you. Again, my name is Robert. Here I talk about everything to do with men's lifestyle, whether it's fashion, grooming, fragrances, cigars, whiskey, really anything that has to do with being a man in today's modern age. I invite you to subscribe and engage in the comments down below. And to my returning subscribers, I appreciate your continued support. And with that, let's jump into it. Now, the first thing, obviously, you gotta keep your body clean. And daily showers are important. I take my showers usually in the morning after I'm done with my workout. And since I've already talked about what I do in the shower from the neck up, I'm just going to talk about from the neck down. Now, I've heard there's an ongoing debate between body wash and bar soap, and it really doesn't matter which you prefer. Each one has its pros and its cons. Me personally, I'm a bar soap guy. And I used to be a body wash guy. I used to love body washes, but I used to hate dealing with loofahs. Washing out the soap, I mean, it's almost impossible. So I switched to a bar soap after I fell in love with one that I picked up at Target. It's an exfoliating bar soap with a very, very nice scent. It's a wood bourbon scent or cedar bourbon scent. And it just, the smell is awesome, and it's not something that's extremely strong and is gonna linger, but it's nice while you're in the shower. And the thing that I really like about the bar, and the thing that's really important when you're in the shower, is that you're, scrubbing off all those dead cells that are on your body. And this particular bar soap has the exfoliants in it that are gonna scrub your body to get rid of those dead cells. And then if you have hair growth and things like that, it helps to help those hairs break through your skin and come out, so you avoid getting any kind of ingrowns and things like that. Now, if you're interested in the bar soap, it's from Olivina. It's a really good bar soap. It's organic. It's very eco-friendly. It has a lot of natural oils and things in it to help keep your body moisturized. That's one of the things that people say about bar soap. They say it's a lot more drying to your skin than if you're just using like a regular body wash, which could be true. It just really depends on the actual product that you're using. But if you're interested in the one that I use, I'll put it in a link down below and you can check it out for yourself. Now, it goes without saying, you got to hit every single body part when you're in the shower. Everything from your neck all the way down to your feet, your arms, your legs, your torso, your nuts, and your butt. You got to make sure all of that's clean. Now, of course, when I get out of the shower, I first take care of my face, but after that, I got to take care of my body, and the first thing that I do is make sure my body and my skin is moisturized. Now, because I use a fragrance pretty much every single day, I use a lotion that is fragrance-free. I also look for a lotion that's not going to keep me very greasy. I want something that's going to make me feel moisturized, not dry, but also that I'm not going to be, shiny throughout the day. So I make sure I apply that throughout my body, on everything from my hands, my arms, my torso, my legs. And then on my feet, I use an actual separate foot cream, just because feet are a little more prone to getting drier and cracks on the heels and things like that if you don't really take care of them. So I use a lotion that's specifically for your feet. Now, if you are going to be in the sun, obviously it's important that you take care of your skin and put some sunblock on. If I'm going out and doing some yard work, for example, I enjoy cutting the grass on the weekends and finishing that up with a cigar. But if I'm going out and doing that, if I'm not wearing a long sleeve, then I'll put on some sunblock on my arms. Of course, I have that on my face because of my face routine, and some on my neck, or I'll wear a hat that covers pretty much everything, because you really want to protect your skin. But at the same time, I also don't want to get a farmer's tan. And with the summertime coming up, you want to make sure that that tan is pretty even throughout your body. The other thing you want to make sure you're doing on a daily basis is using a good deodorant. You want to prevent any kind of odors from building up in those areas, especially if you're doing something active. If you're going to the gym, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to the gym and it smells to me like the guy next to me on the treadmill or on the bench is he's not wearing deodorant. It's funky, it's bad, it's unpleasant. I don't know how that person could stand it themselves, but I guess, hey, thank God for olfactory fatigue. Our sense of smell is one of the strongest senses that we have, So you want to make sure that it's pleasant not only for you, but especially those people around you. Now the things that I do less frequently, not daily, more like weekly, sometimes monthly, are managing things like my body hair and of course my fingernails and my toenails. My fingernails and my toenails I'll do once a week. Again, if you remember from my previous video, Sunday is usually my weekly routine day for the things that I do once a week. So I'll take care of my fingernails and my toenails on that day. If something happens where, during the week I notice they're a little bit long, and then I'll manage them in between. But usually Sundays I try to take care of that. Just use a good nail clipper, something that cuts it, not breaks it. And then you also want to file it down a little bit just to keep it smooth. I've never gone to go get a manicure or a pedicure or anything like that. I do have friends that have done it. It's just not something that I've ever looked into. You just want to make sure your fingernails are clean, that you're keeping them at a short length, and of course that you have them smooth. Now when it comes to body hair, it's something that I do even less frequently than weekly. Usually for me about once a month is pretty adequate. Now I don't necessarily recommend taking things completely down to the skin, especially things like your arms and your legs. I do manage this, I do trim it, but you can see I still have hair on here. I just trim it down to something manageable, because if I let it go it gets really bushy, especially on my legs. So I trim it down to a reasonable length just so I can have hair, but it's not looking like a big bush down there. And speaking of bush, you got to make sure that your franken beans are taken care of too. I'm sure you appreciate it when your partner keeps their area maintained, and you should do the same for your partner. And when it comes to my chest, again, I try to keep it manageable. I don't trim it down completely. I just don't want a big bush sticking out, because I usually wear my shirts like this where I unbutton the second button, so I don't want a big bush sticking out from my shirt. But the hair on my back, I get rid of that completely. I trim that down completely gone. I just don't like how it looks when I have hair on my back, so I get rid of that completely, and I use my Phillips One Blade for that. So that's pretty much it when it comes to my grooming routine from the neck down. As you can see, it's not as involved as my routine from the neck up, but I still think these are areas that everybody should address in one way or another. Now, this is the particular way that I do it. This is the way I prefer to do it, and your way may be different. But again, that's where the comments below become extremely important. I want to make sure that we're building a community here where we all build off of each other and learn from each other. So I appreciate your feedback, and let me know what are the things that you do, you don't do when it comes to your personal grooming. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. I've got some more videos coming up in regards to fashion, fragrances, dating, things like that. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of those. And remember, being a gentleman is an everyday thing. Take it easy, fellas.